And I think Henry was going to get a bit impatient with his young fellow's outbursts, but he just about held his temper and said, "I think I probably do see, old man, but don't you think it would be a relief to tell us a little more clearly what the situation is?" And Sir Paxton nodded, looked over his shoulders, and beckoned us to come closer. Well, it began when I was first prospecting, you see. It just put me off. Again and again, there was always a man, you see, standing by one of the firs, and he was never in front of me. I always just saw him with the tail of my eye to the left or the right, and he was never there when I looked straight at him. You know, I lay down for a very long period of time. I made very careful observations. I was absolutely certain that there was nobody about. And then when I got up and started prospecting again, there he was. And then you see, he began to give me these hints wherever I put that prayer book, and I mean wherever I put it. I always found it lying on my table when I got back to my room, and it was open at the pages where the names are, you know, Nathaniel Agar, William Agar, and one of my razor blades across it to keep it open. I'm sure that he can't get into my case, or something far worse would have happened. You see, he's light and he's weak, but all the same, I daren't face him. And when I was digging the trench, God, it was so much worse. It was like someone scraping at my back the whole time. You know, at first I thought it might just be soil landing on top of me, but no, the nearer I got to the crown, well, it became unmistakable. And when I finally laid it bare and got my fingers into the ring of it and pulled it out, there came a sort of a cry behind me. I cannot tell you how desolate it was. It was desolate and threatening too. God, it threatened me, and if I hadn't been the wretched oaf that I am, I'd have put it back there and then and left it, but of course I didn't. And the rest of the time was just awful. I mean, there were hours to get through before I could decently come back to the hotel. At first I spent the time filling in the tunnel and covering my tracks, and there he was, all the while trying to thwart me. You see, sometimes you see him and sometimes you don't. It's just as he pleases, I think. He's there, but he has some power over your eyes.